Finney's Systematic Theology, Chapter 2, Moral Government. The primary idea of government is that of direction, guidance, control by, or in accordance with, rule of law. All government is, and must be, either moral or physical. That is, all guidance and control must be exercised in accordance with either moral or physical law. For there can be no laws that are neither moral nor physical. Physical government is control exercised by a law of necessity or force, as distinguished from the law of free will or liberty. It is the control of substance as opposed to free will. The only government of which substance, as distinguished from free will, is capable, is and must be physical. It is true, whether the substance be material or immaterial, whether matter or mind. States and changes, whether of matter or mind, that are not actions of free will must be subject to the law of necessity. They must therefore belong to the department of physical government. Physical government, then, is the administration of physical law or the law of force. Moral government consists in the declaration and administration of moral law. It is the government of free will by motives as distinguished from the government of substance by force. Physical government presides over and controls physical states and changes of substance or constitution, and all involuntary states and changes. Moral government presides over and controls or seeks to control the actions of free will. It presides over intelligent and voluntary states and changes of mind. It is a government of motive, as opposed to a government of force. Control exercised or sought to be exercised in accordance with the law of liberty, as opposed to the law of necessity. It is the administration of moral as opposed to physical law. Moral government includes the dispensation of rewards and punishments, and is administered by means as complicated and vast as the whole of the works and providence and ways and grace of God. Government must be founded in a good and sufficient reason, or it is not right. No one has a right to prescribe rules for and control the conduct of another, unless there is some good reason for his doing so. This must be a necessity for moral government, or the administration of it is tyranny. Moral government is indispensable to the highest well-being of the universe of moral agents. The universe is dependent upon this as a means of securing the highest good. This dependence is a good and sufficient reason for the existence of moral government. Let it be understood, then, that moral government is a necessity of moral beings, and therefore right. Our nature and circumstances demand that we should be under a moral government, because no community can perfectly harmonize in all their views and feelings without perfect knowledge, or to say the least, the same degree of knowledge on all subjects on which they are called to act. But no community ever existed, or will exist, in which all possess exactly the same amount of knowledge, and where the members are, therefore, entirely agreed in all their thoughts, views, and opinions. But if they are not agreed in opinion, or have not exactly the same amount of knowledge, they will not, in everything, harmonize as it respects their courses of conduct. There must, therefore, be in every community some standard or rule of duty to which all the subjects of the community are to conform themselves. There must be some head or controlling mind whose will shall be law, and whose decisions shall be regarded as infallible by all the subjects of the government. However diverse their intellectual attainments are, in this we must all agree, that the will of the lawgiver is right and universally the rule of duty. This will must be authoritative and not merely advisory. There must of necessity be a penalty attached to and incurred by every act of disobedience to this will. If disobedience be persisted in, exclusion from the privileges of the government is the lowest penalty that can be consistently inflicted. The good, then, of the universe imperiously requires that there should be a moral governor.